It's early morning at Brands as the first of the car races lines up to get the meeting underway, but it's the karts that we will be concentrating on in this programme. This year's visit to Brands sees the National Formula 250 superkarts taking the stage, and the action as ever is sure to be fast and furious. Leading the championship after 6 rounds is Paul Bateman on 204 points, followed by the absent Stephen McAdam on 193. His non-appearance gives the opportunity for third-placed Gavin Bennett to overhaul him, as he is only 4 points adrift and should pick up well in excess of that today. Jill Stoneham spoke to the leading contenders.
You're third in the championship. What are your hopes to do today?
I'm hoping to win. Paul Bateman's going well this year. He's won and leading the championships. Steve McAdam isn't here due to a mishap at Pembury in the GP, and it's left a gap open for me to go second today. Hopefully no trouble whatsoever with the car. Keep it running, keep it reliable. Hopefully pick up the points that way, and towards the end of the year get the engine going a bit quicker to keep up with Paul to hopefully win the championships.
Do you like racing at this track?
It's my first time here ever, actually. I've never even set foot on the track, drove the circuit whatsoever.
Do you feel confident about it?
No, not really. But I feel most of the drivers are in the same boat this year, with this being a new circuit on our series. Some of the older drivers have been here before in their previous racing experience, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Should be easy to learn long circuit. I've done most of the other circuits on the timetable, but yeah, hopefully it'll go well.
What's been your favourite circuit so far?
My favourite circuit's probably Cadwell and Donington so far. I've never drove this circuit, and hopefully it looks a good circuit. Good for spectators, I would say.
Do you have any strategy when you go out today, or?
No, not really.
Just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Okay.
You're currently leading the kart championship. How are you enjoying it?
It's difficult leading it, but we're doing okay.
Do you feel confident this weekend, or?
The only reason I wouldn't be confident is the machinery. So I'm sure if the kart goes well, we can win today.
Right. Do you have any main rivals today, or?
My main rival isn't actually here. He's on a month ban for misbehaving himself. So today, all things going well, we can extend our lead in the championship.
So how fast can your car actually go on the track?
Depending on which track we're at, but we're looking at around about 130 miles an hour coming into Paddock Hill Bend here, so fairly quick.
Is Brands Hatch one of your favourite tracks?
I've only ever raced here once in my life, so I'll see later on how it treats me.
Has been a lot of other drivers raced here, so would that be a disadvantage to you?
No, our championship hasn't been here for years and years, and so everyone's on. There's a few drivers been here last year, but not many.
So it's kind of even in the.
Yeah, it's a fair, evener really.
So is your strategy just to win, or are you looking for anything else?
Go out, put it on pole, and go out and win. And that's the normal strategy.
Okay, good luck.
The competitors then run up towards the start line for the rolling start in this, the first of the 2 National Formula 250 superkart races here from Brands Hatch. It's being run over a 12-lap distance, and the front runners, we've already spoken to all the anticipated front runners anyway this morning, but there is Gavin Bennett, one of those, and 0 as well. Paul Bateman we'd expect to be prominent. They then approach the lights, which will appear in the top of your picture in a moment. There they are, the red lights. They'll change to green shortly, and no opening of the throttles is permitted until those lights are green. They are now. Oh, and Gavin Bennett for a moment there raised his arm, but he put it swiftly back down again. So it seemed like there was a very quick problem there, which was rapid to cure itself. So Gavin Bennett's still running in about 6th position, but it's 27 that sets the early pace there. 27, and that is Carl Hume. Chased hard by Paul Bateman, already quite spread on just the first lap there. Through goes the 70 of that's John Seary. But here's our race leader, and it is Paul Bateman. Paul Bateman at Clearways then, rounding out the first lap in the front from the 27 of Carl Hume. Well, there is Gavin Bennett. We thought he was going to retire, but Whatever that problem was, it cured itself pretty rapidly. 72 is the machine alongside of him, that's Chris Wheeler. 74 and 61 are also pretty prominently placed. That's William Lawrence and Ben Pinner. Back up at Druids, the race leader then. It's Paul Bateman setting the pace still. He seemed confident when we spoke to him, and he's driving as if he's very confident indeed. He's the championship leader. He has 204 points. Stephen McAdam, the absent second on 193, and then comes Gavin Bennett on 189. Well, a glorious opportunity for Gavin Bennett to move into second place with no participation here today from Stephen McAdam. Well, Gavin Bennett might not be too happy with the position he currently occupies, but he's certainly in a good enough position to score some points. There's 25 addition to programme Mark Gillibrand. We know all about Mark. We saw him last year. Mark, having driven I think a 125 last year, has moved up to the 250 class now and may find that a totally different kettle of fish. Oh, and one driver goes off, and it is the 27 of Carl Hume. Well, Carl had been going well in the early stages, but just overcooking it there on the brakes going up to Druids hairpin. So Carl Hume has to retire. And then through the fog and mist created by the shale come the chasing drivers, but there is our race leader now entering the main start-finish straight here at Brands Hatch. It is Paul Bateman, but quite a scrap behind him. 84 and 72 there, close together. 84 Robert Chilcott, and 72 Chris Wheeler. And Gavin Bennett really has his work cut out here, and Gillibrand was trying on the inside of him, and 72 Chris Wheeler was also having a go at him as they come down now towards the dip at Paddock and head up towards the hairpin, and Gillibrand goes through on the inside of Gavin Bennett. So Mark Gillibrand goes past Gavin Bennett, 84 there, and 61 close together as well. Robert Chilcott and Ben Pinner. And there 10 is the next driver we see, and that is Roy Bennett. But here's our race leader, and look at the gap. The camera pans back, and Gavin Bennett there is ahead of Mark Gillibrand once again, so he took it back. I would speculate at Graham Hill Bend. Unfortunately, we should have had a camera there this afternoon, but due to reasons beyond our control, Cameron wasn't able to make it due to some political ramifications going on with the circuit. Well, it's up towards Druids then, and we're looking at Gavin Bennett. 72, and Gillibrand has dropped another position because he's been passed there by Chris Wheeler. Wheeler up ahead of Gillibrand, and he's being attacked as well by 61 Ben Pinner. Through there goes the 94 of Bob Hosier. Back with our race leader at Clearways, it is Paul Bateman. And there's that gap. Well, this is third and fourth battle here, and Gillibrand, is he going to succumb to the challenge there? No, he's not. Well, it's pretty close and trying hard. Here's that 61 machine of Ben Pinner trying to wrestle away that place, that third place now. But no, it's not third, it's something like fourth or fifth for Mark Gillibrand. 72 is the driver ahead of him there, and that was Chris Wheeler. Race leader, meantime, is at Druids hairpin once again. Paul Bateman. He's certainly way in front, and appropriately in second it is still the two of Gavin Bennett. In 72, and Gillibrand was in fourth, so third for Chris Wheeler. Oh, and an off there for 21, Scott Emberson, but after a rather bumpy ride, he does manage to get it back onto the circuit again and running. 94 going ahead of 10 there, so that is Bob Hosier, just passing the machine of Roy Bennett. Still, this battle for third and fourth places rages as we look at it going into Clearways once again. And Gillibrand has caught up with Wheeler now, so this could well be a three-way battle developing now, and the battle will be for third place. 21 going past there, that's Scott Emberson, the man we saw having the off at Druids, but getting it all back together again, and now finds himself in the middle of a pack of carts. And on the top of Paddock they go. Gavin Bennett approaching one of the tail enders, and that is the machine of John Seary. Well, 21 again is at Druids, and this time much less troublesomely round the corner. Scott Emberson. And there's Gavin Bennett, and in second position. Gillibrand is third. Fourth currently being disputed between 72 and 84. Well, Robert Chilcott on the inside has to give best to Chris Wheeler. Wheeler is the man that slots ahead and, in fact, goes past Mark Gillibrand, I think. But camera position changes again as we look at second place Gavin Bennett around Druids. The downfield battle is going on still here. 11, and that is David Golding. But The leader is long gone. Paul Bateman. Seems that no one is able to catch Paul. It's a different story further down the order. And Mark Gillibrand in the middle of a titanic battle here. And there is William Lawrence in the 74. He's just tagged on the back of this little quartet. The 70 of John Seary is a lap down. They'll all go past him. But there is Gavin Bennett again, second place driver. Quartet of battlers go through Druids as we join the race leader again at Clearways. Paul Bateman. And there's the gap for you to see again as the camera pans back on to second place Gavin Bennett, who himself is pretty comfortable because there's the gap back again to the 72 of Wheeler in third place again. Chris Wheeler. And just taking in some of the rest of the chasing pack as they come up through the Clearways section of the course. 44 ahead of 71. Well, 44 is Charles Long, 71 Don Kennedy. Jockeying for position as they go up towards the top of the Druids head, of the paddock bend rather. Gillibrand there still chases Wheeler. Here's this battle again. 199 there is Stuart Skinner. 62, just a glimpse there of Gavin Rossone. But there is Chris Wheeler ahead of Mark Gillibrand. They are third and fourth respectively. And there the 55 machine going past our camera of Richard Walker. Richard giving chase. 89 and the 22 machine. Well, the 89 is Andy Grimm and the 22 Derek Charlton. A couple of laps remaining now on the board. It doesn't take long for these super quick carts, road-hugging carts, to unfold the 1.2 miles of the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Looking at 22 at Druids, that is Derek Charlton. Here's our race leader coming up to see the last lap flag this time. The board changes, one more lap to go for Gavin Bennett, for Paul Bateman rather, shortly for Gavin Bennett as well, who's in second place, but Paul Bateman looks set fair here for another maximum. Through goes that 22 machine again of Derek Charlton. Meanwhile, up at Druids, Gillibrand still behind Wheeler we saw, but coming up to take the checkered flag, and a very convincing victory indeed. It is going to be Paul Bateman. Well, a very satisfying afternoon's work so far. That's 50% done, and 50% more coming up later on. Gavin Bennett will take second place. Just checking back on some of the others coming up towards the line. There is the 22 of Derek Charlton. Here comes the 16 machine of Lee Shepherd. Chasing home the 71 there of Don Kennedy. Through goes the 70, I think, of John Seary there. And there is the 94 machine of Bob Hosier. So, a very interesting first kart race, and there is your victor, and that is Paul Bateman.